Hey everyone, it's Alex with Lover Fighter Writer, and in this video I'm going to show you exactly how you can make the most of your Jarvis free trial. So Jarvis is the AI copywriting software that I use the most if you're not familiar with it already, and there's going to be a link in the description below where you can get a free trial for Jarvis that gives you 5 days and 10,000 words of generated content absolutely for free. You can use it for whatever you want, and it's going to do a great job of helping you figure out whether or not this tool is right for your business. The only problem is that it's a very powerful tool and there's a lot going on in the dashboard, so I figured I would make this video to show you exactly how you can make the absolute most of your free trial with Jarvis and really get off to a running start. Alright, so let's take a look at my screen and get started. Alright, so this is the Jarvis free trial landing page. And if you follow my link, then you will come here and you can just click on this button or any of the buttons on the page really, and it'll take you to a form where you can sign up for the free trial. I believe you'll then have to confirm your email address, and once you do that, you'll be able to get access to the dashboard, which looks something like this. Yours will look a little bit different because I'm on the boss mode plan, you'll be on a free trial, and also because my account is a little bit customized because I've been using it for a while. But the first thing that I'm going to do is explain how you can navigate this dashboard a little bit. So there will be news right at the top here. I've already read through all the news, but you'll have some updates here to look at. You might have these templates here, you might not. I don't think that you'll have free Jarvis swag like I do because that was an early access thing. Here you can get your referral link where you can, if you get people to sign up with it, then you'll get 10,000 credits. Right here you can join the Facebook group. This is just a little bit of data showing how many words you generate on average a day, or rather how many words you have generated each day historically. And then one of the most important things is right down here, this little question mark, and this is how you can find help and also go and start the bootcamp. So the bootcamp is a really great educational resource for Jarvis, and it's actually the first thing that I recommend you do after you finish watching this video and you sign up for a free trial. I recommend that you come here and click on this little thing, and if you go to Ask the Community, that goes to the Facebook group. With join a live Q&A call, you can join one of their scheduled live demos. With Get Support, you can send messages or browse the documentation. But what we want to do is click on View Our Trainings, and that's going to open a new tab. And the top trainings, like this one right here, the ones that are kind of more prominent, are more advanced trainings. So I wouldn't start with those. I would scroll all the way down. And then in the footer here, you can find the official bootcamp link right there. So you want to click on that, and that'll take you to this page. And you just need to go through each of these units and read the content and watch the videos. And it'll probably, I don't remember exactly what it does. I have been through this a while back, but I think that it's mostly kind of explaining how things work, but there are probably going to be some parts where you actually go in and use the tools. And that's what I'm going to talk about next. So you just go through each of the units, read the content, watch the videos, and then click next. It'll take you to the next one. And it's pretty entertaining. As you can see, this guy's having a lot of fun, and it's also very educational. So I recommend starting there. And once you've done that, then you can get into actually using the tools. And so with Jarvis, we have templates, we have long form documents, and we have recipes, which are really only available on the boss mode plan. So let's start with templates, because those are the ones that everyone has. If you start with the starter plan, then you'll only have access to templates. If you go with the Pro Unlimited plan, you get templates and documents. And if you go with boss mode, which I do recommend, then you get templates, documents, recipes, and you get boss mode, and you just have an overall more powerful and more complete software that way. But let's start with templates. There's actually a ton that you can do with Jarvis's templates. And just to show you an example, we can start with maybe Google. So if you're running Google Ads, then you can use these, but you can also use these for other things like just writing headlines. So we can go to Google Ads headline, and when I was making a lead magnet recently called about the best copywriting tools of 2021, I was in here generating some headlines. So I just put in for company/product name, I just put in the kind of the name of the PDF. For the product description, I said our free PDF about the best copywriting tools of 2021. Then I have a couple of examples of headlines here. The tone of voice I want is professional. And then down here, you can click on generate content. But right here, notice that it says number of outputs. So while you're on the trial, you really want to make the most of your 10,000 words. So whenever you're using a template, the first time I recommend that you set it to 1. The first few times actually that you use it, I recommend that you set it to 1. So that way when you generate content, it's only going to give you one idea at a time. Now obviously this doesn't matter as much with something like headlines. I could put it up to 3 and it's still not going to generate that much text. But if you were to use something like, let's just go back and we will go to a framework. So if we go to the copywriting frameworks, we have these different copywriting frameworks, and PAS is really my favorite one, PAS, which is problem, agitate, solve. And you can see I was in here as well, working on this, on some ads that I was writing for this PDF. And so again, I just put in kind of the name, a little description of it, and then generate content. But again, make sure when you're using these ones, especially, that you set it to to one output at first, because if you generate, you'll see when I do this that it actually generates quite a bit of content. Well, this is a pretty short one, but I'm just going to put it up to 3 and I'll generate some more, and at least one of them is going to be fairly long. I can pretty much guarantee you. So that's an easy way to eat up like a few hundred words. See, this one's quite lengthy. I'm just going to copy it and use that a little bit later. So that's why I recommend whenever you're using a template, the first few times that you use it, just set it to 1 output. And then once you get comfortable, once you've used it a few times and you decide that you want to get serious with it and you want to really brainstorm some ideas with it, then you can increase the output, or you might find that you just need to leave it at 1. So there's tons of templates. Again, there's these ones for Google and Google Ads. There's SEO templates for writing meta descriptions and product page descriptions and all these different things, blog post titles and meta descriptions. There are specific templates for YouTube, for outlined ideas, titles, hook and introduction, and video description. And then there's so many, there's like 50 or more templates in here. They've got special ones for ads, they've got special ones for blog writing, they've got special ones for website content, for email content. Again, the frameworks are some of my favorites. So there's a lot that you can do with this, even if you're just on the starter plan. But the fun really starts, for me at least, when you get into Pro Unlimited and Boss Mode, because that's when you get documents. And so I'm just gonna, if I go here, then you can see there's actually, I have a ton of folders with hundreds of documents in them, but in this one folder, I just have a few documents. And so I can go up here to click on new, or I can click on this plus beside documents. And then maybe we'll take a look at the blog post workflow in a second, but I don't really use that anymore because it's not really necessary now. So you can just go to start from scratch, and this will start a fresh document that you can use for whatever you want. I'm just gonna paste that copy that I got from the template in here. And then of course you're gonna wanna put a title in, but make sure that you're careful with what you put in the title, because, and you'll learn about this in the bootcamp, but any information that you put in here can be used by Jarvis unless you turn these off. So if I turn these off, then I can make this title whatever I want. I can make it something irrelevant, and it won't affect this. But these, I think, let's see if we go back here and go back in. Yeah, see, these turn themselves off. So then every time you come into the document, you have to come and turn on this this thing. So it's just easier if you make the title something relevant. like best copywriting tools of 2021. And then if you click right here, it'll automatically open this and ask what you want the title to be, and you can save it. So this up here is like the file name, I guess, the document name, and then this is the title. In the content description or brief, you can tell Jarvis exactly what you want it to be about. So I can say, write a compelling ad about a free PDF download detailing the best copywriting tools of 2021. And then for the tone of voice, you can put a adjective like witty or serious, or you can actually put the name of a famous person whose voice is well known, such as Joe Rogan, or Russell Brunson is a popular one. Dan Kennedy is a really good, well-known copywriter. So I'm just going to put friendly right here. And then if you're writing SEO content, you can include up to 3 keywords that you want Jarvis to focus on here. And then right here, under output length, you can just select short, medium, or long, and that'll dictate a little bit how long the output is when you use the compose function. And then right here is the compose button. So anytime that you click this, Jarvis will start writing from wherever the cursor is, and he will base the content that gets written on what exists above it. So if you're on Pro Unlimited, then the look back is a little bit more limited, but if you're on boss mode, it's quite extensive. And so basically, if I were to put this right here and then click on compose, then Jarvis would continue writing this ad copy based on what it reads above. So I'm just going to get rid of the problem, agitate, solution part here. I'm going to take a look at this ad copy a little bit. And so what I would do, or what I normally do when I'm working with it like this, is I'll read through and I'll correct anything that I don't like or change anything that I don't like. And then I'll start adding anything that I want. And then I'll also use, when I'm doing stuff like this, I'll usually use it on short, and I can add content anywhere that I want to change things. And another really great way that you can change things is, let's see, so maybe I don't like this first couple sentences. It says, you're a copywriter, you know how important it is to have the best tools at your disposal, but you don't want to waste time on research and testing to find out what they are. So maybe I don't like exactly the way that's phrased. Maybe I like what it says, but I don't like the way it says it. I can highlight this, and as you can see, I can turn it into an H1, H2, H3. I can bold it, I can do these different things, but if I click on these little star icons, then it will actually rephrase it for me. And it's going to rephrase it in this little window here. And then I can either say, yes, replace the text, I can copy the new text that's written, or I can say try again. And if I say try again, it'll try again, it'll try again as many times as I want it to. So if I like that one, then I can just hit replace text, and now it's been replaced. So that is kind of how to create a new document and how to work with the long form documents and how to actually use the long form assistant. So if I wanted to keep writing this, I just put this down here, and then I could either hit Control J or Command J on a Mac, or I can just click Compose, and then Jarvis is going to keep writing for me. And again, if I put it on medium, it'll be longer. If I put it on long, it'll be quite long. And there's actually some really great tips embedded right here. You can go to Boss Mode 101 training. I also recommend doing that if you sign up for Boss Mode. The Boss Mode cheat sheet is very handy. It's just got all these different commands that you can use. It's literally just a cheat sheet for getting great results with Boss Mode. We've got a keyword shortcuts list and a shortcodes list. So these are all really good resources that I do suggest you get into once you get comfortable with how the tool works in general, which is why I recommend starting with the bootcamp, because there are levels to this. There is a learning curve that you're going to have to get past. But once you get past that learning curve, then you can do a whole lot. And now I'll just show you a little bit of what you can do with boss mode, because boss mode is really a thing of beauty. So let's just actually delete all this content. And I'm going to start off just writing from scratch with nothing but my headline and my little content description here. So I'm going to put this in here. I'm going to make it an H1. And I'm going to say, write some compelling headlines based on the above. So this is a boss mode command. And when I hit Control Enter, then whatever is written on the line that the cursor is on will become a command for Jarvis to write. So I'm just going to hit Control Enter, and it has written some headline ideas for me. So this is basically the one that I already have. Discover the best copywriting techniques in the upcoming year. Explore and conquer the best copywriting resources of tomorrow. I actually really like that one. So I'm going to delete the ones I don't like, keep the one that I do like. And then actually, if I write the command again, if I say, write some headlines based on the above, maybe I'll say write some funny headlines based on the above this time. And this time, rather than Control Enter, I'm going to hit Control Shift Enter, and that's going to do the same thing, but it's not going to consume the command, so I can just reuse it. I can just move this down here, and then I can put the cursor back, and I can do Control Shift Enter again, reuse the command again. Then I'm going to move this down. I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to use Control Enter this time so that it does delete it. And now I've got this list of headline ideas. So what I generally do when I use Jarvis, when I use copywriting tools like this, is I use it, especially when I'm using it for headlines or for really short copy, then I just use it to give myself ideas, and then I kind of cut and paste and put the ideas together to make a really good idea, and then I write from there myself, assisted by Jarvis, of course. And so if we just look at some of these, I really like this one, explore and conquer. We don't need the colon. Really, we could say explore and conquer with the best copywriting tools of tomorrow. And so there's actually a few different ones that I like in here, but I'm just going to delete them for now. And I'm going to pull this up here. I'm going to delete this, and this is going to be my new headline. And now that I have a headline, I can use boss mode to write based on that headline. So I'm going to say write a PAS, that stands for problem, agitate, solve, and Jarvis knows when I say PAS, I want a copywriting framework, because Jarvis has been trained on these frameworks. So I'm going to say write a PAS based on the above headline for a funny Facebook ad. And I'm going to use boss mode. Copywriting is hard, and it's even harder to keep up with the latest trends. The best copywriters are always looking for new ways to improve their craft, but there's so much information out there that it can be difficult to know where to start. We've got you covered. Download our free PDF guide outlining the best copywriting tools of 2021 and get a head start on the competition today. So that's not bad, but if I don't like it, if I don't like something that Jarvis generates, I can actually just click on this little refresh button right here, and it'll redo the last command. So it went up to, sometimes it goes up to the line above like that, which is unfortunate, but then you just need to come down here and select that and tell it to stop being an H1. And now we've got problem. It's 2020 and you're still using the same old copywriting tools. I actually like this one so far, so I might keep this and actually run some traffic to it. It's 2021 and you're still using the same old copywriting tools. You know that your current marketing strategy is not working, but it's hard to actually, this is a little bit too negative for a Facebook ad. But I could work with this, modify this, and make it into something that would be acceptable. So that's how you use boss mode. And let's just really quickly go over how to use recipes as well, because recipes are really cool. They're basically just a a bunch of boss mode commands and instructions put together. And one of my favorite recipes is the Idea Factory, which I think he's the CEO of Jarvis actually made this one. So if I click on Open Recipe, it'll open it, and in a new tab here, and then I can just say Run, and that'll automatically create a new doc from the recipe. So we've done that. And now we've got, as you can see, it's got instructions, which are the things in the square brackets, and it's got places for me to put inputs, which are the curly brackets. So it said Recipe Idea Factory for, and I could say my free copywriting PDF, which is best free copywriting tools of 2021. And then I would just have to go through, follow the instructions, replace the inputs, and execute the boss mode commands, and it would help me write headlines, it would help me come up with value props, it would help me come up with potential questions to ask about it, it'll help me write ad copy. The Idea Factory does a ton of different stuff, so it's a really cool one. It's one that I like to use when I'm kind of working on a new idea or a new product idea or an ad or anything like that. So anyways, that is in sort of brief. It wasn't too long, but it wasn't too short either. Hopefully this is a good little tutorial for you on how to make the most of your Jarvis trial. And I hope that over the next 5 days, as you're using this tool and you're going through the bootcamp and everything, hope that you get a really clear idea of whether or not this tool is going to be right for your business so that you can make an informed decision. And I know this is going to be really beneficial for you if you do a lot of copywriting or if you do a lot of content writing, any kind of professional writing, you can use Jarvis for it, and it's going to be really helpful. All right, thanks for watching, and take care.